Hello everyone out there, I'm Isaiah. I'm showing you my deck profile for Sun Dragons, for Struggle Draw Astronauts, because you know, every draw is a struggle.
That's my channel.
So anyway, we're going to start off with the character flag. It's the old one from Assault of the Omnilords. And here's my buddy, Dragon of the Sun, Bio Dragon. Alright. So, going over the monsters, already, I have 4 copies of, Dragon of the Sun, Bio Dragon. Why 4 copies? Well, he was technically the first one to come out, besides the Impact one. Pretty decent ability. He's only 1 gauge. He gains that plus 5,000 power, and he has Penetrate. Pretty decent card. Next, with Ball, I have Godly Speed Bio Dragon. Now, at first, I only had 2 because, well, Ideal only had 2 and I was hurt. But that's not the case now because having 2 is pretty decent, He's free, he got move, and if your opponent has an open center and they want to be a dick about it, you can just gain that 1 life. So, yeah. Go Godly Speed.
Call this video Hurt Pockets, by the way.
I'm not Hurt Pockets anymore. I bought 4 whole boxes of fucking Demonic Dragons.
So did I.
Fuck with me.
No.
Next we have Flare Fang Dragon. Now, Flare Fang Dragon is a pretty decent, card. It's free to call. As soon as you call, if you have another monster with Sun Dragon in its name, I'm sorry, attribute, you can cut that out.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it in.
Bum ass bitch.
I'm gonna cut that up.
As soon as you call him, if you have a card that has Sun Dragon as attribute, basically, get your card, draw a card. Really great, It's no wonder why he's still like $8 everywhere. It's a card that you need to have in every Sun Dragon deck. Probably even when the Link Attackers come out. Next, I run 3 Black Spotted Dragon Black Dot. Why? Well, running in at 4 was a little bit too much, especially with one card that I'm going to show you in a second. And on top of that, he's 5/1/1. Easy to destroy, but he can't be destroyed by card effects. So that makes him, very annoying to a lot of people when they think that they're going to blow up your whole fucking field, and then they're salty, and then, then you ask them on a scale of 1 to a pretzel. Now, surprisingly, I have 2 copies of Blazehorn Dragon. Why? Well, he has move. Sucks that he costs a gauge, but he can destroy any monster in the center. Now, that's really decent. But other than that, he's just here until new shit come out. So, yep. Now, here's the card I was just referring to as, with Black Dot. I'm just gonna call him Gauge Yourself Guy. So Gauge Yourself Guy, basically.
But what is his name?
His name is Mirror Basslord Dragon, I guess. Basslord? Yeah, basic. Anyway.
Like the dragon?
Really annoying card. Awesome to start first turns with if you just want to get the extra gauge and then have your opponent just think, damn, now this guy got an impact monster in his hand, now I gotta prepare and work around that. And the best thing about it is, it doesn't even matter if you're attacking a monster or your opponent, because he has an open center, you're gaining that gauge. Helios is a great card. If you don't know what Helios does, well, here I'm going to tell you. Call, pay 2 gauge, put 2 cards in the soul. If you have 2 Sun Dragon attributes, guess what? You're a popping shit in your opponent's center. That's it. Helios is great. Don't ever not have him in your deck. So up next, we have 2 Bio Dragon Grateful Ball Lariats. Still kind of thinking about running it at 3, but as of right now, 2 to me is enough. Okay. So, send 3 Sun Dragon from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. Once doing that, you have 3 targets on your opponent's field that you can destroy. And on top of that, you can destroy the same target more than once. I don't know why niggas think this card should be banned. This card is great, but, you know. Fuck all them haters. Fuck all them Sun Dragon haters. Like James. Next, we have Ball Dragon Ball Burst Smasher. It's a great card. You pay 3 gauge and call on top. Soul Guard. It can't be nullified, but it can be reduced. Gargantua Punisher. First gen card. Pay 4 gauge. If your opponent has 4 life or less, you win. That's it. You win.
Is that just in there just to throw people off?
Yes, it is actually, because people aren't always going to expect a first gen. So next we're going to go into spells. Blue Dragon Shield, come on, that goes in every Dragon World deck. Majority of them, at least. Great card, stop an attack and you gain gauge. And your opponents are more than likely to try and nullify that than, say, Green Dragon Shield. Sun Dragon Shield, so long as you have a Sun Dragon on the field, you can gain a life and a gauge. If you have 2 or more, card can't be nullified. Alright, so now we got Stout Arm. Stout Arm is a pretty decent card. Actually, it's very good. Best thing about it is, so long as you have a Sun Dragon on the field, you can blow up any monster of any size, so long as they are on your opponent's left and right, and they do not have a card in their center. Alright, I only have 1 copy of Color Fire.
Because it's foil.
Because it's foil. Now, as I was saying, I only have 1 copy. The second one's on its way. I like this card for the simple fact of so long as your Sun Dragon monster is touching another monster, so you know, for the weak ones that either have 1 crit or 3,000 or less power, well, guess what? Your opponent is losing monster and they're taking the damage. Really convenient card. I would only really run it at 2. Only at that end, only because you can't have more than 1 on the field. Alright, the next card is Dragonic Exchange. Now, this card is odd in my opinion. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Really, it's just, you know, a way to search out my impacts or a shield or just any card that I might need for the time being. It actually really works well with this card right here, Blessing of the Sun, which, you know, so long as you have a card with Sun Dragon, you gain 3 gauge. So, you know, it's great to cast this, then activate this to give you the extra gauge. So now, depending on however much gauge you already just added, you can now search for a good card. I run 2 of these because, well, you know what, with Sun Dragon Shield and Gauge Cell Guy, yeah, Gauge Cell Guy, you remember him. You know, I'm already pretty fine with where my gauge is. Dragobond, first gen card. Somebody's going to be a fuck around and attack your monsters, let's say your movers. Well, guess what? You can activate it on it, and the next time they be destroyed, you gain 2 life. Finally, we're going to move on to the weapons. Right about now, I'm running 3 Sunfizz Balguard. I had that too, but I moved it up to 3 because I feel like I need to see it more. And it's not really a bad card. It's, you know, you pay 1 gauge on the life, and, you know, next time a size 2 or less Sun Dragon would be destroyed, you basically pay a gauge and send this to your drop zone, and your monster stays on the field. Similar to Dragobond, except it's a weapon, and you actually have to pay life in the gauge. Yeah. And finally, we have Sunfizz Balnapple. Pay gauge. Next, if you have a monster with ball in its name, it gains an extra crit. It can do this during the attack phase and during your final phase. Alright, and that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Again, this is Isaiah with Sun Dragons, and you have a good night.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Ooh, character flag. They're
Make,
not worth shit anymore.
make sure you check out the team's channel. I'll put a link to that in the description. You know, the Burn the World, baby.